Hey everyone, so today's confessional video is about all the cheating rumors that are flying around in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills franchise, all started by my sweet friend Enty. Now, you know that Enty runs Crazy Days and Nights. It stands for Entertainment Attorney, and he does all the blinds. And then there are people who do their own blinds too, but he was the originator of that concept. And Enty is on my show a lot in the Patreon. I adore him. He's a sweetheart. And so today's confessional video is about all of the different gossips flying around about cheating and the blind that Enty did, which was got everybody really in a tizzy. So this is a fun one today. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And please join the Patreon because, as I always say, I can't do YouTube if people don't join the Patreon because the ads on Patreon don't pay a lot. So if you join the Patreon for $6 a month, not only do you get a huge archive of the best gossip, I believe, on the planet, but in addition to that, you also support the YouTube channel. Okay, so yay, do it. Oh, just do it. Okay, let's get into the cheating. Okay, so let's begin with the blind. Blind item number 4. Now, if you think I'm going to take you on the same trip that other people have done, think again. As usual, that is not happening. May 14th, 2022, blind item 4. This West Coast housewife would have the best storyline of all time if everyone knew about the affair she was having with the husband of another housewife. Now, we know that Enty always says his blinds in specific ways to give people hints of who he's talking about, much like I do with my filters, like subliminal messages. West Coast housewife for Enty would be Orange County or Beverly Hills. The fact that he doesn't clarify the other housewife's husband to be West Coast means it could be any franchise. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Beverly Hills to Beverly Hills. It could be another franchise. So that I thought was kind of interesting. And then I was listening to Enty do a podcast. By the way, Enty is in the Patreon and has done many podcasts with me, and we're friends, and I could just ask him. But I don't think he's ready to tell this one because he was on with Dumois, and I wonder if I should really call Dumois anymore since her identity has come out. But anyway, I guess she still wants us to call her Du, so I will. But anyway, Dumois and Enty were doing a podcast, and it turns out that Enty didn't really want to tell her. He wasn't ready to reveal this one. So what happened was Du asked about it, and Enty said, just like, I don't know. I'll tell you what he said in a minute, but it was very like circular. And he didn't talk about Orange County at all. So when he responded to Du, he was vague. And then he sort of talked about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast members. So that leads me to believe that it's a Beverly Hills cast member that is involved with this particular blind, not Orange County. So that's one thing I can say. Now, and Dumois made sure to say to Enty that many of the people who follow her account think it's Dorit having an affair with Mauricio because of the way Dorit kissed Mauricio on the shoulder and the arm in the scene about the robbery because it just seemed very intimate and very strange thing to do to a husband. I'm going to throw it in here for you guys to check out if you haven't already. So then Enty responded to Du with like, yeah, I heard that too, but didn't really confirm anything. He just kind of like danced a bit on that. So that got me thinking. And it also got some other accounts thinking because an account, which I'm going to show you some screenshots of in a minute, started posting all of this gossip that they received from people DMing them of Mauricio flirting with them or things that they had heard. Now, about Mauricio, okay, and women in different locations. And this has been going on for years, okay? Now, I knew Mauricio and Kyle when in 2011, 12, and 13. I never saw any signs that Mauricio was cheating on Kyle. I only saw them like as a happy couple together. You know, Kyle is very free. He is very free. I was never made aware of a special relationship between him and Kyle that was open. And we went out and partied together. So, I mean, I think it probably would have become apparent if that was the case. And just knowing Kyle, that would never happen. Okay, so that theory is out for me. But I have to admit, as a gossip person now, I do get sent, you know, people send me text messages and they say, you know, Mauricio flirted with my daughter at a Miami nightclub, or, you know, flirty. And so anyway, let me post some of these messages that an Instagram account recently posted just to see what you think. I mean, a few people have read them, but I think it's important to see them. By the way, the account that posted that, just to give a shout out, I love that she has my name. Her name is Dana. She's IG famous by Dana on Insta. She doesn't really do that, but I guess she suddenly got this gossip and she posted it because it was so juicy and it started like a whole thing. Yeah, I know. It's not normally her topic. It's just so funny. Anyway, it's not the first time I've heard some of these rumors before. That's why I posted them here. It's not like, I mean, I've really seen them. And I see them repeated on Reddit too, in threads where people are chiming in with people talking about Mauricio cheating and they're like, oh, this happened or whatever. So who knows? I mean, if I really wanted to be sinister, could it be that Mauricio is the one who started the rumor about him and Kyle have an agreement or something like that? I don't know. And that may be his way. That's the only thing I can think of because there was no agreement. Supposedly, by the way, Mauricio's people were asked by Star Magazine at some point why there's so many like cheating rumors with him. And I guess he said that he's very flirtatious. So sometimes women misunderstand his way of being a networker and flirtatious as being aggressive or like trying to take them into bed or something. Anyway, if you guys have any gossip on Maurice, you better be sending it to me, okay? Just saying. Boop, 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 boop. Put out the bulletin. So that said, you know, could it be Dorit and Mauricio? I suppose, right? Because there's also been rumors which PK wanted to drown me in a lake over, by the way. I'm wearing the shirt. This is PK's post of drowning me in a lake, which I had made into a shirt for fun. But basically, what happened was I got some text messages from someone who knows purportedly PK's group of friends in London. And they said that they were aware that PK had hooked up with someone in London. Okay. Now, I have no idea whether it's true or not. And that was, you know, when he was in London, he was seeing this girl, let's just say. And then Freddie Reality Diamond, who lives in England, said he heard a similar rumor and he chimed in. This was on my show on the Patreon and told the story he heard. Anyway, PK got pissed and he ended up reposting what I guess somebody must have told him we said, because he didn't hear it firsthand, I could tell. Okay, so let me show you what he posted then on his Instagram. And if you add to that gossip, which all that is gossip. And by the way, I've known this gossip for months, and I did speak about it in the Patreon, but I never spoke about it out here because, I like wouldn't want to, upset Dorit, right, unnecessarily. But then when this all came out, I'm like, it's definitely something to discuss, right? So, I mean, it totally from a speculative basis, but I mean, could it be that Dorit maybe knows that PK isn't totally loyal in London and so didn't see a problem with doing it, like with maybe flirting with Mauricio? I don't know. Okay, this is all total speculation. But I guess given those types of rumors, you could see where that could happen, right? So I'm going to put that one to bed now. But that for sure, those rumors are flying around, okay? And in fact, I think when Kim D was talking to Yontif recently, she mentioned that she didn't understand why PK didn't return home at the same time Dorit did. And I have to say, so did I wonder that, especially given the gossip that I was sent. DMs, anon. Yeah. A few people said, I think it's PK and Kyle. And I was like, okay, no. Knowing Kyle, she would never go for PK, ever. Not her type. No matter how funny he is, no, would not. So then someone said, well, what about Harry Hamlin? And I was like, yeah, he's a bit of a mystery, Harry Hamlin. There's been other rumors that Harry's, had women that he's gone out with in Canada, that he isn't totally loyal to Lisa. Lisa has absolutely shot those rumors down publicly, but they're there. And, I even was sent who supposedly Harry was having a fling with, and I put it in the Patreon. But again, with the caveat that I have no idea, but this is what the person sent, and it was pretty interesting. They did like a whole story about it. So, could it be Harry Hamlin cheating with someone in the group? But who would he be cheating with? He is like very sexy. I mean, he's good looking, he's charismatic. You could definitely see where you could fall for him, right? Under the right circumstances. But Lisa seems all over him, so I don't know. Anyway, if you want more, I'm being vague on purpose. If you want more detail, you have to go to the Patreon because I don't do that kind of detail out here. So let me see, what was the other thing? The other person. I forgot to mention one thing. And he did tell Do that Crystal Minkoff and Rob Minkoff were not who he was referring to. So they're off the table. So all of you guys who are already thinking about Rob, he's out. Definitely not Rob or Crystal. Okay, so that he made clear. They're not one of the people he was referring to. So that leaves us Ashton Monroe and Rick Hilton. So Rick Hilton is 66, and he's partied hard in his life. So I really question whether or not he would have an affair at this point. You know what I mean? Like at that age, you're sort of kind of comfortable with who you're comfortable with. I just don't see it. I think him and Kathy are like, probably still having like crazy wild sex. No, I have no idea, but I definitely, they're best friends. I don't see it. Who else? Oh, Ashton. Now, Ashton is this young Diana Jenkins young guy who's the musician that she had the baby with. And I mean, he's super young, so he could be a candidate. But what wife? And it has to be a wife that's like, storyline is kind of meh. And that makes me circle back again to Dorit, because Dorit and Diana Jenkins hang out. And I'm like, well, Dorit would be around Ashton, and I could see being his type, right? And at the same token, there were videos that I saw where Diana was like playing with PK's hair and like kind of being flirty with him. I caught them, and I actually downloaded some of them and put them on the Patreon because they were that weird to me. And they've had a long friendship, Diana and PK. So I'm now wondering, And I'm getting to my drum roll of who I think it is. Yay! Aren't you excited? Okay, so here's my guess. And I mean, this is just a guess. But if indeed PK and Dorit's relationship isn't as nice and great and perfect as they'd like everyone to think, would it be possible that the person's storyline, who, by the way, does need help, until the robbery, there was even rumors that Dorit was going to be taken off the show because her storylines haven't been that great the last few seasons, okay? And I mean, unfortunately, a robbery happened, which is terrible. But, you know, in a way, it was like a good thing for the story, for the show, because they got to follow her dealing with this horrible incident in her life. But before then, there were those rumors. So I think Enty could be alluding that it's Dorit who could use the improved storyline. And then add to the fact that there's rumors that PK hasn't been totally loyal when him and Dorit have been separated by huge distances. So we don't really know how their relationship is going. And then you add to that Diana Jenkins has been friends with PK for many, many years and possibly knows PK all the way back to Barclay Bank with Roger, her ex-husband, because he was a real estate developer. PK was in England, and he had loans and relationship with Barclay Bank, and I'm assuming he socialized with Roger Jenkins, and therefore Diana Jenkins. And I know for many years he's been buying her Neuro soft drink. She promoted it, and she's like playing with his hair in a video, which I thought was really inappropriate to do with someone's husband. Imagine if I'm like this in your husband's hair, like you'd be like, get the F off my husband. So anyway, that.
I am Irish.
I'm with a couple of housewives.
It's so meta. Look at this.
That's
I'm
Diana.
100% Irish.
She likes to hide.
By the way,
Diana, what is wrong with you? Why can't you focus?
I'm 100% Irish.
She's
Oh my God,
crazy.
Diana's
So
Then add to that Diana is known to be a seductress, and to sort of get what she wants, I'm just going to leave it there. I would suggest to you guys that maybe she wanted to get on the show and saw PK and Dorit as a way of doing that because of their close proximity to Mauricio and Kyle. And it would seem indeed that did happen or work, although Bravo brought her in as Lisa's friend, because I know that Lisa also knew Diana well because they did that book together, which I've talked about many times. So I'm not going to do it again here. But I think that's the most feasible scenario for this blind item. I'm going to send this video to Enty and I'm going to be like, am I right, Enty? Am I right? Just say yes or no, babes. So who do you guys think it is? Okay, let me hear your theory. And remember, this is all speculation and gossip. No one needs to get a divorce over this video. We're just thinking about things and contemplating things flying around. Some of it's probably true and some of it's not, you know? So anyway, hopefully no one gets too hurt by this video. I would hate to hear that. But let's just remember, it happened to me. Remember Brandi Glanville? She said my boyfriend, my fiance, actually, the father of my child, was cheating. And I was like, you bitch. And then it turned out to be true. She just guessed, by the way. She didn't know, but she started a rumor based on what she perceived was happening because I had mentioned that my ex was always out of town and her ex had cheated on her in a similar way. And from that, she deduced he was cheating on me and threw it out at me on camera. And guess what? She was right. But she's still a slut pig, okay? So even though she was right, she's still a slut pig. Don't forget it. Okay, you guys, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Comment below. Can't wait to read these ones. Please back up your theories, though, because it's way more fun. And then also, I want to say this. Buy a shirt. Buy this shirt I'm about to show you. It's iconic. It's the train wreck scene from season 3. Come on, man. Everybody needs one.